Well, hopefully this is a better view for you. What I have to do now is get this pin out of here so that I can put these pieces onto the new shaft. However, Berlin, in their infinite fucking wisdom, haven't drilled this shaft. And if I get this hole for the pin in the wrong place, it's going to be a right fucking mess. So what I'm going to have to do is get this stuff off, and then my plan will be to put this shaft alongside and use the old part there to line it up correctly, and then clamp it once I'm satisfied I got it in the right position. Because if I drill that hole in the wrong position, it's going to be hell. And also do make sure that if you're doing the same thing as me, you got to do it the countersunk side, because this is at a it's going through, but it might just be at a slightly different position. I'm not sure. It may just be directly in line with this, but I want to be sure, so I'm just keeping everything the same way. That's the theory. Now let's see if I can get this pin out. Now just rest it over a socket, and I'm going to use this little punch here, which is a 3/32 punch. And let's see if this actually works. Of course, it's been on there since 1967. I was going to say it won't come out easy, but look at that, popped straight out. That's good. So now what I need to do is take this off of here and then line it up, go to my drill press and drill the new hole. You don't have to do it in a drill press, I just happen to have one. Haha, I happen to have one. Alright, so we need to undo this, which is this one here. Look at that. Getting good in my old age. Okay. Something I see. That was in there. I'm not going to lose that. I'm not sure. That was in there. That may just be a spacer, but you've got to make sure don't lose it. Keep those two together. Now the problem is getting this off. Seeing there's another piece here which I haven't seen in the kit. May or may not be needed. Probably not going to be needed with the new shaft, but we will see. Should we use a hammer instead? Get that off. Don't really want to leave that on there. Not sure if I can do it like this, but we'll try. Yeah, we got it to move. Needs muscle and the devil drives. Right, now, as I said previously, I should, in theory, Oh, I don't suppose I could line those screw holes up, could I? Shit, no, because the shaft's going to be off position. No, alright, so what I'm going to need to do is line the shaft up like this. Oh, look at that hole is... Oh, it's at an angle. Damn it. So my brilliant idea is not so fucking brilliant. The only thing I can do is use that to mark it. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's... Oh, Mr. Berlin, you are a bastard. Now I'm going to have to do it. Shit. I'm going to have to think about this, guys, because I got to get that in the exact position, and doing what I was going to do isn't going to work. Yep, let me give that some thought and I'll come back to you and tell you what I did. Well, what I've done so far is I've measured the distance from the end there to the hole, and done the same here, and then I ran round it with this pipe cutter to give me a line all the way around. Then using another tool I have, which is a marking gauge, I got the pin here. There's a sharp pin, and lined it up with the center, noting where it came on the hole. And as it happens, it also came on the center when I drew a line. So I did the same on the new shaft, drew a line with the gauge on the center. Then I've center punched it with my automatic center punch, and now I'm going to go and drill the hole. This drill bit is eluding me. 1 second. The drill bit that I'm going to use is a 7/64. Now it is slightly loose in there. I don't have the next size up, which would be something like a 15/32. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill it at the 7/64 and see if I can get the pin to tap in there. If I can't, then I'll put this back in the drill press, and I'll just move it very slightly just to make the hole slightly bigger. So keep your fingers crossed for me, because if I screw this up, I'm going to have to buy a new shaft, and I've got to do this on the other two as well, I believe. So it's going to be fun. I'm not going to take you out to my drill press to show you how to drill a hole. I mean, granted, I could probably do this in the vise, but as I have a drill press and it's a firm item, I'm going to use that. All right, back in a little minute. All right. Whilst I'm waiting for Berlin Fuel Systems to get back to me regarding my question on the throttle shaft, I figured I better continue to do something, so I'm going to take these carburetors off. I'm going to mark them front, middle and rear. That way they go back where they should. I've already taken the bolts off of the bottom here. Nuts. I keep doing it the wrong way around. A nut and a bolt, or a button and a bolt. Okay. Now I've loosened these, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be able to undo it with my fingers. Let's see how bad this one is. That front one was terrible. Now this middle one, as you will see, has got all the linkages on it. That shaft is pretty bad. At least this one moves up and down, but as you can see, it's been leaking. Let's see about the spacer here. Gaskets had it, that's for sure. Well, they'll be replaced anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Doesn't look like that. If someone puts sealant on it as well, you really shouldn't need sealant on these gaskets. Apart from anything else, you end up sucking it into the chamber. Ouch. Isn't that always the way? Catch a nail and it breaks it. Ooh, break my nail. Yeah. Okay, so not too bad. And now we'll move on to getting this one off here. Alright, don't go away. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but it's a half a finch. Half a finch. Oh, that one's pretty loose. Okay, well that doesn't help things. And this is the easiest way to get them off, by the way, because it gives you easier access, and then you can drop the spring washer on the floor. Alright. It doesn't give you easy access, it's just easier. Once you get them cracked, usually, as he says that, excuse the top of my head, guys, and there really is not much room here. It's a pain. You can't really get to it easily. This is probably one of the worst ones to get to. There she goes. There she blows. And this will give me the opportunity now to drop another washer on the floor. Okay, so what the hell did they... Oh, look at there, there's the choke cable doing nothing. I'm going to replace that. It's pretty chewed up, that one. The awkward bit, of course, is getting to it under the dash, but not impossible. There we go. Right. Sorry, the camera's at a bit of a funny angle. It's to do with all the little pieces I had to use to get the damn thing to mount somewhere under the bonnet. I've got to figure out where that spring was attached to. It would appear that there is no bracket for that. I'm going to check that. Okay, that's the final one. That one moves. Throttle linkage is gone. I'm going to have to get a blade on that to get that gasket off. Alright, that's it for the moment under here. Let me get a blade, get that gasket off, then we'll clean those surfaces up ready for the carburetor to go back on. I've got to find out why this doesn't have a spring bracket to attach to the throttle spring. Maybe it relies on the other two doing it, but I can't see that. No, it doesn't. There should be a separate one, as I thought. And I don't know where it was attached to, this particular one. I'm going to have to dig into that. There is a spare hole there, but no, that can't have been... What the heck's that? That's loose. That shouldn't be loose. Oh my God, and the wires are rubbing up against it. Oh dear. Oh Jesus. Oh, that's going to be rerouted. That's dangerous. Throttle linkage is rubbing up against the wires. And that will wear through those wires, and then you have an underhood fire, and that is not good. So I will be repositioning that. Good God. I'll cable tie it out of the way. One thing or the other, I'm not sure which yet. I'll have to look at that before I put it all back together. Okay, that's it for the moment. Get you on the next bit. One last little bit, which is really for reference as much as anything else. This is how the carburetors line up on the engine. Front carburetor, middle carburetor, rear carburetor. rear carburettor. So this way it's always handy as references to film and take pictures, whatever is needed. As I said before, there is this bracket here for this carburettor. It goes there, and I do have the other one, which is currently up here, and I've given it a coat of paint so far. I'm going to give it another coat, and that goes there. But we don't appear to have one for this third carburettor, which is odd. The only thing I can assume is there was something else it was hooked to, but I didn't see it, so I'll have to have a look at it. And again, as you can see, this pipe is chewed, and so is this one. Those I will cut off neatly so that they look like that one. And you can see a great deal of difference with these carburettors from the before and after, even though I haven't quite finished this one yet. All right, let me get this done. Oh, and I think I mentioned it before, but these holes, they really should not have bolts in. I'm not quite sure what he did there or even why he did it. But for some reason he thought there should have been bolts in there. There should not be bolts in those holes. So he obviously tapped them and then put bolts in. You only use these two here on each one. Okay, that's it now. Actually, I think I'll send this video out. I'm going to wrap this up, send this video out. But I will be doing the strip down of this carburettor, because that's the next one I'm going to do. I'll record that, but that'll be in the next part. All right, hope you guys are enjoying this, and as always, please like and subscribe, ding the bell, and then you get notified of more shit that I put out there. And well, that's it for the moment. Get out there and drive.